Hey there, Leo. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button and ring the bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, be sure to give us that big thumbs up, like, and share. To those of you who've given donations, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And now for your reading, Leo. You're telling me that you're wanting some victory over condemnation. You were calling it self-condemnation, but as I continued to shuffle and prepare the deck, it was showing me more some tethers through time, because you actually were revealing underneath the surface that you have quite a bit of mastery in self-love, especially because you can show love and kindness towards others. But you had forgotten that same grace for yourself. It was either some sort of negative situation, where someone's voice went out over your own. Irregardless, whatever that thorn, that prick, that priddle, whatever a priddle is, I don't even know. It got trapped in there and put a scratch on your record. And it's just been going round and round and round. Your point going, yep, that's it. We want to turn it around. And so we need to balance your perspective, because you were showing me in my deck, I don't do inversions, but there were about 5 cards inverted, and it was really strange that they were in the splits. So I sifted through the whole deck, and that's all there was. It was really wild to me. But the one at the heart of it all that need to come in and stay inverted in order to deal with this issue is this 5 of Cups. Okay? But you're also telling me you want me to read these as oracle cards more than tarot. So you're wanting me to deal pretty demonstratively with the images. So this balanced perspective, this was like that old condemnation, like you're tethered and you're tied to some melancholy type energy from whatever this past experience was that you had. And it's open like this cosmic vortex portal to all the trash of heaven. It's just like, when they fly around out there, they eject trash into our atmosphere. Also in outer space, they eject trash. And so there's also cosmic debris floating around. And you're talking about that debris that's been pulling and channeling and drawing in. Thus, this repeated effect you had going on. So much so that you were dallying in it and dibbling with it and dealing with it. What is it with all that, Leo? Okay, so much so that you were distracted from the beauty of your own bowl right here. Okay, you've got cosmic lights going on here. This is you. This is your confidence. This is your self-mastery of love, and that you're wanting to be restored, because we have the Holy Basil card coming in. This is about being forthright with your knowledge of who you are and cutting to the chase, not dealing with the shenanigans anymore of your mind being played by this false light. It's almost like a vapor. Where was it? Maybe it was the temple in Ephesus, where there were people seen there to prophesy because the vapors coming up from the crack in the earth kept them high. This kind of has you high. It has you stuck on this feeling, and not like a good kind of high. You're just, it's like jaundiced. There isn't another word for it. It's soggy and sodden. That type of an energy that when you begin to perk and go up, it's almost like a governor or a cap. Military vehicles have a governor on them, a regulator that maximizes the speed, irregardless of what the machine itself was created to perform at. This installation regulates it and brings it into the max of what they decide. And used to that, whatever the speed limit is, that used to be 55. Who knows what it is now? So it's come in like a cap, like a regulator. That as soon as you begin to feel all clear and good, wham, there it is, and it opens up and it sends out an emission of some more nasty yuck. But this is about you being balanced. Basil is both sweet and savory. So you're wanting to spice up your life. Okay, so I have a feeling this is where we're going to get to with this. But let's go ahead and okay, you're wanting to step out with this first. Let's go ahead and get one of these guys for you to marry up to the top with that energetic inlay. So let's get a card for Leo here about the new energy, about that spicing it up, flavor your life. Let's get to that for Leo. Come on. Let's talk it out here. Woo. Okay. That's quite a few. Deep knowing between worlds, go the distance till you reach your peace. And as we can see, this is that between the worlds energy we have going on here. Remember, it's this inversion of calling in. As soon as you begin to perk up and be your real energy, like this matching color here, it has to come in, remember, and create that nasty emission to like smog it back over, choke and cough and smog and riddle. And this is something you've known all along, because remember, you told me clearly that you are the master of self-love and that you're wanting to restore and return to that energy. Then that brings in this go the distance. This is more than determination. It is direction. Direction, determination over here. It is really commanding your attention. That's what I see. Commanding your attention to go forth. Commanding your attention to go forth in this new energy, blazing this new trail and this new path, because it may look like the desert here, and it might be dry for just a minute, baby, because you got to go from one world to the other, all right? And that dryness is going to have to be to not quench an urge, because before, when you begin to feel good, the urge is to diminish it and demote it and to bring it down, to regulate it, right? And so that creates a natural feeling in your body. It feels very natural. Okay, that's what you're saying. And so to not do that is going to feel a little awkward for a moment. But this is who you are and what you're made of. So just blast it out. Look how fast you're going. You're going so fast that you're particleizing. Like, you're bringing in the mist. You're bringing in the rain. You're bringing in the bounty and the abundance. And then that restores your land and brings in this peace. See that olive branch going on here? It greens your land back up and causes you to flourish, friend. So I've got peace at the top there. Let's bring in some flourishing here for Leo. Since they know they are the master of self-love, let's show us what we know about Leo and bring it up to the surface. Help make this transition of going the distance quite clear. All right, I'm going to give you in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Usually if they don't start talking by then, I have to count down. That usually they'll start talking. So we've got 4. Okay. Let me sidestep you guys over here. I'm going to lay this out. You're that way. Interesting. So you're wanting to start again with the between the worlds. Between the worlds, we had the Queen of Cups. Okay, it's coming in looking like this. That does look like a juicy, wet energy. You're calling it in with all of your might, reconnecting with yourself spiritually through the power of your soul, through the power of your mind, and you're calling in this future, right? You're bringing in that mist. It is part of your destiny, that's obvious, but you wanted to marry it with your divinity. It's strange to say, and it's not saying that any of this happened for a reason, but to come out of it, you wanted a part in this. You wanted to see what you're made of. You want to not just remember it, but to see it, because who you are has been with you since birth. So the emergence of it, you're like, I missed that emergence of my wonderfulness. I want to see it come to life. Interesting. I want to get a rune on that. Let's get a rune on it coming to life here. Leo. Okay, there we go. Fertility. Well, it is. That is for sure. We have moon intuition, emerge resolution, complete now deliverance. All those all the D words you were calling it. Well, deliverance is here, baby. It's bringing it on in. So we're going to step back for a second to this deep knowing card that you've known it all along. Kind of like they told Dorothy, you've had the power all along, my dear. So let's see, because this card wanted to come in laying down. Hello, it's you. Why are you laying down the job? Okay, you fell asleep. Because remember I talked about it being that kind of a high. It was making me think of Percy Jackson Lightning Thief. Y'all, it's crazy. It's making my nose itch like nobody's business. When they're stuck in the was that in the casino, and they're being served those little treats that are so fantastic, and it keeps you under this disillusion. All right, and it keeps you trapped in that scene, and that's where you are. It's like you're asleep, you're not awake. Okay, so we need to wake you up here. I'm going to keep you asleep for a moment until we begin to dig on down. Let's dig on down. What do we need to do? We're going to get one of these, credit card on it. How do we wake you up, Leo? How do we wake up your instinct? That's it. Let's wake your instinct. I saw you. I saw you. It popped out and it went back and hid. It's just like this is like, I don't know. And it's like, yes, you do. How do I know? Deep knowing. And you think it's going to be big and hard to have to come up from the deep. It is not. You have kind of this buoyancy on your side is what I'm seeing. This power and this passion that is going to like fuel it and to drive you upwards. So no worries there. What do we have but the all of you card? Hey, it's been tough. I knew that. Because in order to get the olive oil, the olive must be crushed. And this was a crushing blow, a crushing experience. It was extremely difficult because not only did you have the heartbreak, you weren't ever able to come out of it because you were still attached there. You were tethered to that melancholy energy from the strings of condemnation, from the I would say preconceived notions, but it was in that relationship that was woven around you and like you got caught up like in a spider's web. Does that make sense? And it's not taking any responsibility off of you, not at all, because you call this totally in. You're like, we ready to respond. You're like, I don't know. But it's because that was deep and it was painful. But the beauty of it is olive oil is used for so many medicinal purposes. Nowadays, we see it mostly as just something with flavor that you can add to that holy basil of yours, baby. Make some caprese salad, right? But it also had very medicinal uses. It softens the skin. It's good for the gallbladder. So many things that it can do. And so you're going, okay, you're volunteering. But you're pretty intent with your eye and you're still kind of sleepy. All right, so I want to get some help. I want to get some assistance on that. We're going to get an angel from the Angelarium deck to help juice you up here, power you up, like to strike that match and create the catalyst for you. Okay, who's going to be our catalyst for Leo to help awaken them? They're already awake, but to really just shake off that dust because they got to go the distance. Okay, Xiao the angel of silence. Not holding your breath, baby, but holding your tongue. It's like reserving it to go forth without deciding. That's removing the caps, removing those limitations. Remember the governor that was put on there? And that's what can happen when we're between worlds, and especially if there's been condemnation or old environmental patterns playing out, subconscious mind, those type of issues. It gets you hemmed in. It can take a long time to move forward. And you're like, yeah, if it's deep, that's going to be long, heavy on the O's, a long time. And so you're awake now, and this one's going to come in to warm you up, to wake you up. I see it moving like, so technology will be sent in. I know you don't think of bicycles as technology, but they are. So are blenders. So are washing machines. We think of technology as just being this phone, but it's the assistance of machinery to help man move along further. And this is like a bicycle. So you don't have to go at a stepwise pace of going along through your own power and your own energy, but is applied power. And that's the spirit that they're bringing along to help bring you up out of this heaviness of this grave. Because it's like they're holding the tombstone up, like not even the tombstone, in some really places where the ground is unreliable, especially cold places, they'll put a real heavy capstone to hold the coffin down in the ground so it doesn't birth up and people see bodies coming out everywhere. It's like they're lifting that capstone and they're getting it up off of you so you can get moving. It's like they're not just, it's twofold. They're standing in that gap between the worlds that we had going on over here, all right? Between this death and this old entrapment and going forward in the bright new boldness of you. Because you are swift. And I like that this isn't extremely fiery energy, but it definitely does get you up to the speed of a cheetah without being a cheater, right? And that might have been what was going on there, huh? That got you all tethered in. that diminished your self-worth. So anyways, it's going to bring in the cooling and the refreshment to help get you through that hot blazing desert. Okay? And as you begin to move through to the other side, that instinct, that unfurling, that Mars, that Aries is rising up like a barometer. Okay? That barometer. So they had these old twigs that they used to have a certain kind of wood that they would nail to the side of the house. It just kind of was limp over, and as it came close to time for rain, it would go erect. That's kind of like you got a full-blown barometer erection up on your head, and you're like, the rains are coming, the rains. You know what has been quite funny lately is my energy starts to come out. It literally knocks over the setup I have holding my phone. I kept thinking maybe it was just, a coincidence. But apparently not. See, your barometer, remember, is picking up, boop, getting an erection. It's like the rains are coming, and you're so excited. And you were just dashing across that finish line to bring it in. It's like the reward and an award, okay? Quickly greening up. Oh! Y'all. So the book ends, bringing in the olive branch. All of you, bringing in the olives, the love, the loving you, and the others loving you. Wow. Okay. Hey, forgive me. Sometimes can't see for the forest for the trees, right? Because I'm just flowing in the moment, but it's all good. It's all good in this neighborhood, baby. So we're going to look under 47, going the distance, about bringing that order and returning the order to your life. And in a sense, when you keep going forward at a steady pace, the road rises to meet you, and it comes in faster than you could ever imagine. So under that, when we have the Emperor coming in, you're like, yep, with a boss. Like a boss. Here is that new energy. It is no longer this energy, right, that used to put you to sleep, that kept you entrapped in that old energy of the mindsets and the things that were spoken over you to keep you from being successful, beautiful, wise, fruitful, loved, adored, appreciated, all of that. It's all that abundant, juicy, delightful energy. Very Leo. I know they always talk about you being the heart, but I see you more like yellow, orange, red, all that, those juicy bits on the lower half, and you're like, and that's what he's really showing here. This is like your prize, your quarry, your evidence that you made it through. And it's like remember that silence that Chatiel is telling us about there, about keeping the lips zipped, about not using that tongue. You're like, sure enough, evidence. That's the truth. It's showing where you've come from and where you're going. And there's that Mars energy that we were talking about. That Mars erection going on here. What could be more emperor than that? And you're like, look, and I've got my peace, and that's what's coming in next. You're bringing in your peace. You got your peace. You're like, I'm going to redeem this peace for that peace. All right? I'm going to relieve those, exchange those old religious views, those rules, those values, those governors, those regulators that kept me hemmed in about being just about the heart, that greened up energy, which is fantastic and everything. But you're like, it comes from the lower realms all the way up and through. And you're like, I want to be all of them. Yes, I want to trade it. So I don't want life to be a game anymore. I want it to be fun and exciting, beautiful and enduring. And that's this olive branch coming in, okay? It's an egg, and it's like that cosmic egg. It's the star, and it's what you were born for. Get ready to step into your life, Leo. Here it comes. So let's get a look at that. We have temperance. And to me, temperance is always about process. And during this, remember, you have the awards, like the representation, the truth, the proof, okay? And then you have the thing that you want to trade for what will be applicable to this new life. Let's go back and get a little bit on the exchange of that energy there. Oh, okay. There's a card sitting here off to the side that I never saw. I guess in the midst of the camera excitement and all that, darling, you have reflection. Seeing and being seen for your might, for your massiveness, for your power. And I'm hearing massive attractiveness, that's part of what this diminishing value was and why it put you there and sequestered you there like an old karmic dungeon type energy. It was because you are so attractive. You see the world with these hopeful, beautiful eyes. You see it. You're as attracted to life as life is attracted to you. And isn't that the magic? Isn't that exactly how it works? That's what it is. Interesting. And Temperance is like, look at our energy. Look at our wings. Look at our balance. Look at the heavenly being that we are. It's that balance between these energies that really cause you to rise and shine as the star here, Leo. Okay. So let's find out a little bit about that star. All right. Got to dive down deep, baby. Won't take me but a second. Okay. So here we are. But it's funny that it had to fall because it inverted itself. And it's profits produce when progress is made. And that's what it's saying. As you've moved forward, the progress has been made. This is now, I see it like a pogo stick, like bouncing along and like tiggering. Are you figuring on tiggering? Because that's what's happening. The snag has now been turned to your advantage, and you're using it like a pogo stick, where this card, it can often be like conditions, conditional love. Remember about, Nina, I've got to cross that finish line in order to bring in the green, in order to bring in the peace. There was still a little conditional mindset, and that's why this rune had to come out and say, There really isn't, because you've turned life on its ear and you're like hopping along like Tigger. And the wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one, and that's you. That's the star. There's only one you. And I'm so glad you've chosen to leave this place of sorrows, of indefinite permanence, like entrapment, being caught there. Because you know when you leave and you walk away, you seal this up and this washes over it and it totally dissipates and disappears. And this is what you bring into this world. It's what you're made for. I'm excited about that. I love it, Leo. That's fantastic. Hey, we'll talk again soon. Bye.